Hi everybody! I was tagged by Julie, her YouTube name is Ready Set Stamp, to make a video of my favorite craft tools and or supplies for 2012, and they are not in any particular order either. But I'd have to say the Martha Stewart craft scissors would have to be one of my favorites. I love these scissors. They're not only because they're small, but they're sharp. I like the fact that the tip of the scissors are, you could still, they're pretty sharp, and you could get to those little tiny corners that are hard to cut, and you don't want to cut right into your image. So I use this. These would have to be my go-to scissors for any fussy cutting. Definitely do recommend those. My number 2 would have to be my little scoreboard. I use these because I'm mostly a card maker. So not only are they small and practical to have on your desk, but I had purchased the Score Buddy prior to this one coming out, and I have to say, out of the two, my favorite would be the Martha Stewart Mini Score Board, and the fact that it has the 1/8 of an inch measurement, I think that's why I like it most. And my number 3 would have to be the ATG gun. I've had this way back when I first started watching Robin, my pink stamper, when she first started doing videos. I noticed that she used this tool and I was intrigued. Also Angie from My Chicken Scratch. I think that's what her channel is called. So I went ahead and purchased it. I got it from myframingsupplies.com, or framingsupplies.com, that's what it's called. And that's where Robin at the time referred you to, if you were interested, that's where she got hers from. And that's still where I continue to purchase my tape from. I buy the Scotch Gold ATG, the 908, and I really like this adhesive. And number 4 is my Zig two-way glue pen, and it's the one with the chisel and this one. And I use this to glue tiny little things. It works well, it doesn't make a mess, and it stays put also. As well as my Quickie Glue. This is from Sakura, I believe. Sakura? Yeah. And I got this from Hobby Lobby. This is where I purchased both of these. But this one has the ballpoint tip, which is very nice. And my number 5 is the Inkadinkado Stamping Mask Paper. I really like this. I purchased it from Joann's. It comes with 12 sheets, and this is the size that you get. There's 12 of them. It's, I'd have to say the only thing is that you can only use it about maybe once or maybe more than that, 2 or 3 times before it starts losing the tackiness. And this is what I use when I want to stamp something over an image that I've already stamped on a piece of paper, and I don't want to stamp over it, so I mask my image by stamping it onto one of these and then cutting it out and placing it over the image. And number 6 is my Stampin' Up cleaner, my Stampin Scrub. This is what I use to clean my stamps, and it works really great. I like how big it is, because if you have a large stamp, you have ample room to clean that. And sold separately, they have the Stampin Up Mist. You have a wet side that you have to spray, scrub your stamp, and then you dry it on this side. And it leaves your stamps squeaky clean, very clean. So I really like that. But I also found out at Hobby Lobby, I got this Inkssentials water-based stamp cleaner, and it does have a scent. It's not bubblegum as it indicates on there, but it does have some kind of fruity scent. But it does work well to clean my acrylic stamps as well as the red rubber stamps. And with that, I'm also going to include my favorite baby wipes. This is what I purchased to buy my stamps. They're scent free. There's 40 in the pack, and I like the fact that it has the little lid so they won't dry out. And they're strong. They're the tough wipies, and they don't leave too much fuzz on your stamps after you've cleaned them. And number 7 would have to be another Stampin' Up product, and it's the sanding blocks. I've had these for a while. As you can see, they don't make them like this anymore, but I didn't really start making some use of them until last year also. And I use these to give the edges of my paper a really clean look, in case my paper trimmer, the ends become very dull and I need to change the blade. Sometimes it leaves these fuzzy ends at the side of the paper. I know, I'm picky. But I use this to just kind of go over it, and then it makes them go away. I mean, you could use any kind of sanding tool, I'm sure. But these are the ones I really like to use for that, as well as for when I'm covering chipboard and I want the ends to look nice and clean. These work very well for that. So number 8 would be my Dobbers, and these come in a pack of 3. I purchased them from Hobby Lobby, and I also purchased the case separately from Scrapbook.com, I believe it was. And what I do is I label them so that I can just easily reuse them as many times as I can, because eventually the sponge starts to kind of, I don't know if you could see that, but kind of starts to fall apart. So I always have backup, and I use these to ink the edges of an image or of my paper, or something like this where I want to ink around my images. These little daubers work great for that. And number 9 would be my Memento Dewdrops inks, and these are perfect for when you have the little tiny stamps. You don't have to use the entire stamp pad. I mean, you could, but it's just convenience, I guess. Or when you just want to get to the little small corner, you know, you see that you could just use the tip of it to stamp that little particular piece of the stamp. And not only that, but they come in all these pretty colors. And these I purchased from Hobby Lobby. I think one of the sets is the sorbet scoops, and the other one is called gumdrops. Number 10 would be my Glossy Accents. I use this as an adhesive mostly. You can use it to create dimension, to create the look of water. It's for many uses, but it comes in 2 sizes, like this and like this. And this has to definitely, I have to say that it really works. If you want something to stick, this would have to be what you could use too. It's not going to come apart. And that's, I guess, as you can see, my biggest fear. I want to make sure things stay put, but I really like this as an adhesive. And number 11 are my 3D foam squares. I purchased these from Hobby Lobby. They are from Scrapbook Adhesives. I like that they come in 2 sizes, the bigger squares and the little squares. I like the dimension. As you can see, they're not too high and they're not too low. They're just right. And that they're black, because sometimes I want to use something that I don't want the white ones there. Sometimes they show too much, so using black kind of doesn't make them too visible. So I really like these. And number 12 is my corner chomper. This is from We Are Memory Keepers, and it's a corner rounder. It comes in two sizes, a 1/4 and a 1/2 inch. Well, it doesn't come in two sizes. You can cut your corners in two different sizes. It's really easy to use, and I like the fact that you can cut with chipboard, and it cuts like butter. I mean, and it has a little compartment here that you open where it keeps your trash. So I really like this as a corner rounder. Number 13 would be something I just discovered this year, which are my memory box dies. I am a die addict. I love these dies, not only because they give such a clean cut and they're very intricate and very detailed, and I use my paper tray ink, and we all know that paper is really thick, and although it's thick, it still gives you a clean cut. This is one of the newer ones that I just got recently, and look at how clean that looks. Let me focus. There we go. Yes, those would have to be something that I'm addicted to right now. My memory box dies. Let's see, number 14, and that's a toss-up between my Cuttlebug and my Big Shot. I couldn't do them separately. They're in the same category. They're my die cut machines. As you can see, this is an older model. I bought this when they first came out. So, and also my Cuttlebug. It's the older model, which I love, and I'm so glad because I don't really like the newer ones. I use this one mainly to cut the thin dies and to do my embossing, the embossing folder. I like that it's small and I could, carry it around or have it on my desk. And this one I have on the side, and I use this one mainly to cut with my bigger Sizzix dies, like this. These dies, and that's what I like to use this for. These just perfect for that. And I'm going to go ahead and show you what I got for Christmas. So here it is. It's my Sizzix Big Shot Pro. It is quite a beast, but I don't mind because I have the room for it, which is nice. But let me pan a little here. Comparable to the Sizzix Big Shot machine, of course, it is quite bigger than that one. And I understand the dies are on the pricey side. The dies measure about 12 by 12, so that's how big they are. And but I have no intentions of purchasing them for the regular price. Sizzix.com, which is where I got this from, they have quite a good selection of them on clearance or on the Sizzix outlet. They come out quite often, especially every time something newer comes out or a newer collection. They push them out, so I don't mind purchasing them that way or with a coupon. But either way, I'm excited about it, and that's what I wanted to show you since I was on the topic of my two favorite other die cut machines. Alright, now I'll go back to my desk. And number 15 would be my Cinch. I really like this machine. It's so much easier to use than the Bind It All. It's very easy to punch the holes as well as bind your wire on the back here. And I like that it has the little cheat sheet over here for you, and this extends so you can bind something bigger than the than what the Bind It All allows you to. I mean, you could with that one, but it's just a little bit more difficult to do it than with this one. So this is number 15. And number 16, I'm going to have to move my camera around. Hold on a moment. Okay, so here it is. Number 17 is my Rototrim M15. Yes, you're probably thinking, wow, that's a huge paper cutter. Yes, it is. But it is the paper cutter. For me, it is. I finally found my paper cutter of choice. It cuts my paper straight, without a doubt. It's straight. And that's something that I'm picky about. I obsess about that my paper comes out cut straight, and that, I guess, as you can tell from the adhesive, that I want to make sure my card stays put and doesn't fall apart. So I want to make sure I have a good adhesive. Those are my two most important things when I'm making cards or just anything. But this was quite an investment. I have to say, I did go through about 9 or 10 paper cutters before I finally purchased this one, and I wish I would have done it sooner. I would have saved all the money I spent on those other ones to purchase, this one. I do use this small one to cut, like small strands of paper, like if I want an edge to cut with a punch or something. But that is the one I use, or I will from time to time go to this one, although I just don't like the way those blades cut. I don't know, maybe call me picky, I guess. But this is my favorite paper trimmer. I have paper trimmer for a lifetime now. It's self-sharpening, so that I really like. And it measures 12 by 15. And I like that it has the grid also. And number 17 would have to be the Express It blending card paper. This is my paper of choice to color with my Copic markers. The smooth and silky surface, as it indicates, is awesome, especially to blend your colors. It definitely does do a great job with that. And I have tried 2 others, but to me they don't compare to this particular paper. So if you use Copics, I would definitely recommend trying to try this paper out, and I'm sure you're going to be pleased. So that's number 17. And number 18 is my Stampin' Up Dazzling Diamond Glitter. I love this glitter. This is my go-to glitter. I keep it in this Rubbermaid container. And number 19 is the Eek Success Powder tool. I recently purchased this. I used to use the Embossing Buddy before that, but one thing I really didn't like about this, it really puts a lot of powder out, and it just gets all over my hands, and I didn't like that. So I like the fact that with this one, all you have to do is just take the cap off, brush it on the paper, and you're ready to emboss. It takes the static off the paper so that you don't get all those little speckles on your paper when you're embossing. And it also removes the adhesive off the sticker. And number 20, aside from my die cuts, I'm also addicted to punches. I love all my punches, whether they be Fiskars, Eek Success, Stampin' Up, you name it. I feel like it adds so much to your project, to your card. It's an additional little detail, and I like all the different designs. So that concludes my list. Like I said earlier, I'm going to make a list of everything that I mentioned in the video and on the description, and try to find links to everything, either where I purchased it or where you may locate it, in case you're interested. And if you have any questions, just let me know and I will try and help you as much as I can. Thanks, Julie, for tagging me. This was really challenging, but yet fun. So Thank you guys for watching.